Hi, everybody. This is Anthony with the Orange County Association of Realtors. I'm here as one of your trainers at the association, and I'm just going to go over a quick tidbit on how to create templates in zipForms. So let's get started. It all basically starts here when we go into zipForms from the car.org website. So if I click on zipForms or access zipForms, access now. I'm going to log into my zipForms account. From here, when I go into zipForms and I click on continue at the bottom right corner, I'm going to be taken into my transaction list. Now, today's topic, what we're going to do is go over how to create templates in zipForms. Now, for those of you who are watching this who don't know what a template is basically a set of forms that you may or that you will use on multiple transactions. But instead of having to grab the same forms over and over again, whereby you grab the same forms and you fill out all the same information for every type of transaction. What a template allows you to do is put in some very generic criteria that you try to negotiate for that type of client, okay? And we'll kind of go over that here in a few minutes, but for being a really quick tip video today, let's show you what you need to do. So to create a template in zipForms, very simply, we're going to come over here to the Templates tab from our transaction list. We're going to click on the Templates button. Here, this will give me a list of all my created templates, but if this is your first time creating templates in zipForms, this will all be blank. So what you want to do is click on, over at the top left corner, New. When I click on New, what type of template am I making? Am I making a new listing template for a seller? Am I making a new offer template for a buyer? Am I creating a new lease listing template for, a new lease template for a tenant, or a new lease listing for a landlord? So we're going to create, say, maybe a purchase template. Now, when I create a template, I'm not going to name it client specific or property specific. That's what a transaction is all about. What we're going to do here instead is we're going to name this template, but we're going to name it client generic. So in this case that we're creating a buyer's template, we may want to call it buyer, standard sale purchase, or REO purchase, or short sale purchase. If I was creating a listing template as an example, maybe I would call it seller, or listing, or standard sale, or short sale, or REO sale, or whatever I want to call it. So here we're just going to name it. So maybe I'm going to name this my buyer template. I'm going to choose the template type, in this case residential. Underneath the property type, I'm going to come down below here to where it says auto apply, and I'm going to leave it at do not automatically apply. What I mean by this is that I want to be in charge of what templates get applied to what transactions. There are two choices here, one that says apply this template to every purchase transaction, or apply this template to every transaction. Well, maybe not every purchase transaction is a standard sale purchase. Not every transaction is a buyer. I might have some listings. So what you want to do is leave it at do not automatically apply. Now, with the name of the template made, property type chosen, auto apply left at do not automatically apply, we're going to hit save. When I hit save, I now come here into the body of the template, and over at the top left corner, top right corner, I'm going to click on all forms. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the forms that I need for this template. Now, most of the agents that I know only need a couple of forms to get a transaction started. So what we can do here is, instead of looking at 329 forms in zipForms to get just maybe 2 or 3, at the very top where it says forms, we have a search bar here. Just simply click in the search bar and maybe type in the number of the form, like RPA. Now this forms list sorts to give me every form that has RPA as either the number or part of the title of the form. Simply click on the form to add it to the template. If I don't know the number of the form, but I know part of the name of the form, like disclosure, now I've got every form that has got the word disclosure as part of the title. So again, simply just click on the forms that you need, to get this transaction started. Now, once you have done that, simply click on the form that you need and begin to type in the information. Now, again, in this case, because a template is client generic, we want to type in our generic information. Well, what's some of our generic information? Well, property address isn't generic, it's specific, right? But if we come down below here on the cover sheet, I'm the buying agent. So I'm going to put in my selling agent brokerage. J&J Realty as an example, maybe my broker's license number, of course the street address, and of course the city, so on and so forth. Here, my name, the selling agent, my BRE license number, and of course my email address plus whatever other pertinent information here. Maybe now I come over to the My Forms area, go into the form that's in this template, and maybe we start putting in some of the generic things that we always try to negotiate for that type of client. Like, I don't know. Let's get down here. How many days escrow do we shoot for, right? Where's that at? Here we go. Maybe I shoot for a 45-day escrow for all my clients, or 30-day escrow, or 15-day escrow. Maybe in some cases, most of my clients all seem to be all cash buyers, so I'll select all cash. Or in this case, maybe I go, well, not to exceed X percent. And then, of course, for our loan information, this, that, and the other. Who pays for what, buyer or seller. Mark the things on the form that you know for sure, or that you try to negotiate for every type of client. Okay. Maybe you always try to get the buyer to pay for everything. I don't know. Put in your service providers, this, that, and the other. So you do that through the form. Now when you save this information, you're ready to apply this template to a transaction. So how do we apply a template to a transaction? Very simply. At the Transactions tab, we're going to create a brand new transaction by clicking on New. Now we're going to maybe create a new purchase transaction. We type in my client's name or address. Choose the property type. Maybe I do MLS Connect in order to import the MLS data onto my contracts. But now what I'll get here in the creation of the transaction is a button that says Select a Template. Now I'll click on the down arrow and find the appropriate template to apply to this transaction. So now when I select that template and I hit Save, all those forms, all those generic terms are now applied to my transaction. So now what I will do is go to the Documents button, go into the form, and start typing in the specifics. The specifics being the property address, maybe the list price, maybe the offer date, close of escrow date, things like that. But you'll notice that some of the things that I've typed in are already filled in for me. If something had to change, like in this case, I've got first loan information already filled in, but my client's wanting to offer all cash on this property, we select the all cash, takes out the information under the loan. So really what I didn't need to do at this point was create the transaction and then go through the all forms, grabbing all the necessary forms. So a template will save you anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes per transaction. I hope everybody's enjoyed this quick tip video on how to create and apply templates to a transaction in zipForms. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or email at tony@ocar.org. Have a great day.